Welcome to Paranormal Games You Were Warned Not to Play on Top 10 Binge channel, where we explore the most terrifying and spine-chilling games that will keep you up at night. Are you a fan of horror and the supernatural? Do you enjoy the rush of fear and adrenaline that comes with playing horror games? If so, then you've come to the right place. Our countdown of the top 10 must-avoid paranormal games will take you on a journey into the unknown and the unsettling. From haunted houses to twisted experiments, these games will push the limits of your fear and leave you questioning what is real. So, join us as we count down the most unsettling games of all time. But beware, you have been warned. Starting off at number 10, we have The Witch's House. This indie horror game was developed using RPG Maker and follows a young girl named Viola as she explores a mysterious, cursed house. With puzzles to solve and monsters to evade, players must unravel the secrets of the house and the witch who lives there. However, some players have reported experiencing intense nightmares and hallucinations after playing the game. Coming in at number 9 is Siren, Blood Curse. This survival horror game is set in a small village in Japan where a group of journalists and researchers have been sent to investigate a series of bizarre murders. As players take on the role of the different characters, they must use stealth and strategy to survive the onslaught of the undead and the twisted creatures known as Chibito. But be warned, the game's use of sound and grotesque imagery has been known to cause players to have panic attacks. Number 8 on our list is Amnesia, The Dark Descent. This first-person survival horror game follows a protagonist named Daniel as he explores a mysterious castle in the hopes of restoring his memories. However, as players delve deeper into the castle, they quickly realize that they are not alone and must avoid the monstrous creatures that lurk in the shadows. The game's use of psychological horror and the mechanics of sanity can be intense and can cause players to feel uneasy or paranoid. At number 7, we have Outlast. This first-person survival horror game is set in an abandoned insane asylum where players take on the role of an investigative journalist. As players uncover the disturbing experiments that were conducted in the asylum, they must also evade the inmates who have become violent and monstrous. The game's use of jump scares and graphic violence have been known to cause players to feel extremely anxious or stressed. Number 6 on our list is Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. This psychological horror game is set in a mansion where players take on the role of multiple characters, each with their own story to uncover. As players explore the mansion and uncover its dark secrets, the game's sanity effects will cause the player to experience hallucinations and other distortions of reality. The game's use of these mind-bending effects has been known to cause some players to feel disoriented or confused. At number 5, we have Dead Space. It is a third-person survival horror game set in a mining spaceship where players take on the role of an engineer named Isaac Clarke. As players explore the spaceship and fight off the monstrous creatures known as necromorphs, the game's use of zero gravity and tight spaces can cause players to feel claustrophobic and anxious. Number 4 on our list is Siren. This first-person shooter game has elements of survival horror and follows a special forces unit as they investigate a paranormal threat. The game's use of intense combat and supernatural enemies can be intense, and its use of jump scares and graphic violence can cause players to feel stressed or anxious. Coming in at number 3 is Silent Hill 2. This survival horror game is set in the foggy town of Silent Hill and follows James Sunderland as he investigates the mysterious death of his wife. As players explore the town and its various alternate dimensions, they must also evade the terrifying monsters that lurk in the shadows. The game's use of psychological horror and disturbing imagery has been known to cause players to feel uneasy or paranoid. The game's story also includes psychological aspects that add to the horror feeling. Many players report feeling disturbed after playing this game. Number 2 on our list is PT, Playable Teaser, for the highly anticipated Silent Hills game, which was supposed to be developed by Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro. The game was shown as a demo and players explore a haunted, endless loop of a house where terrifying events occur. The game's use of realistic graphics, intense sound design, and constant loop makes it hard to distinguish reality. Some players have reported feeling disturbed after playing this game. And finally, coming in at the top spot at number 1 is SOMA. It is a science fiction horror game set in an underwater research facility where players take on the role of a protagonist named Simon Jarrett, who suffers from a severe brain injury. As players explore the facility and uncover its dark secrets, they begin to question what it means to be human and must confront terrifying monsters that stalk the halls. The game's use of philosophical themes and psychological horror have been known to cause players to feel uneasy and disturbed long after they have finished playing. As we come to an end of this episode, we hope you've enjoyed the list and learned about the games that you should avoid. But are you brave enough to play these games? Or have we convinced you to steer clear of the supernatural and paranormal? Do you have any other games you would add to this list? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Top 10 Binge for a more thrilling and mysterious countdown, and we'll see you next time.